Ikigai Tricking Gathering is hosted in Belgium in the city of Ghent. 16 trickers from around the world qualified to compete in the main event. This is how it went down. Joining me today to review the Ikigai battles, we have Dilk, a UK tricking legend and a big part of the tricking community.
I'm back again, guys.
In round one, we have Li Shun against Nathan. Li Shun's known for his huge power moves. He's one of the few people in the world who can do a gainer switch snatch cannon, and Nathan is much more of a style-based tricker with a lot of groundwork and kicks.
Well, I've never seen these two trickers battle together before, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they match up.
And double 4 hyperhook, master scoot, swing 9, finishing with a pretty big shuriken cutter at the end. Solid combo, no real stumbles, good execution overall, and a decent difficulty level as well.
Yeah, he flowed really well between those moves. Let's see what Nathan can do. Doing some unorthodox movements here.
A very unique combo that finishes very strong.
Wow.
It's a much longer combo than Li Shun. It doesn't have any elements in it that are as high level difficulty. And I think Li Shun does have the lead at this point, but not by a crazy margin.
Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting to see how the judges take this combo into account when basing it against Li Shun's, because it was very, very different. Like, you don't normally see people doing combos like Nathan. I really enjoyed watching it as well. It was a much more enjoyable combo to watch, but that doesn't take anything away from the difficulty and the great flow that Li Shun had in his first combo. Li Shun's second combo, aerial front swing Envigado to a backside 12 vanish 9 hook. I think he was trying to do a full shuriken cut, a semi front swing, didn't quite get the way he wanted.
And intention is a big part of battling. If you finish on a move that you didn't mean to do, it's just not going to have the same level of impact.
Yeah, and doing that combo, I think the most difficult high-level power move that he did was the backside 12 at the start, and that's not that much higher level from what we've seen from Nathan, so he hasn't really brought the super power that we thought he would, so maybe Nathan's going to be able to steal this round with his style. Nathan goes 540 wrap 9, nice back sweep to a switch, into the coin drop. Double full, okay. It was probably a similar length combo to the one that Li Shun did. And he did end it in a much more intentional way. Like, normally you'd expect someone to finish a combo in a cart dub like that. But when Li Shun did his combo and he ended in the front swing raise, swing kind of gain around the side, it does leave you with that feeling after the combo, like, I wanted some more, I wanted something a bit more impressive. So it leaves you with a bit of bad taste in your mouth.
And now it's time to spin the wheel for the final pass. There'll be a different set of rules for this round, depending on where the wheel lands. And the wheel lands on no dubs allowed. So that means no double twisting moves, no double flips, and no double twisting kicks can be used in this round. This encourages the competitors to use more variations and hard transitions to level up their combo instead of just relying on twists.
And I really like this idea, and I think that this option came at the perfect time for Nathan, because this seems like exactly what he needs to really take some of the edge off of Li Shun and the crazy combos that we know he can pull out that we've seen on Instagram. But now he's going to be severely limited, and we're going to have to see what he can do to try and match Nathan on style, which is not going to be easy.
Li Shun with aerial mega, B-twist, cheat 9, swing, kind of lotus to cart full shuriken cutter. He had a nice flow throughout, but that lotus execution wasn't great. The aerial mega to B-twist adds a little bit of difficulty there, and he did have good execution in his final shuriken cutter.
I'll move on to Nathan's combo. Nathan's last combo. 7 double front swing tornado, vanish 9, vanish 540. Master scoot, swing 10. Full D-leg to split. That was a really excellent combo, and I think that the option that was chosen by the wheel really favored Nathan here, as he was able to show multiple different elements that we haven't yet seen. Lots of vanishes at the start, lots of different kicking variations, whether it's a round kick or a hypered round kick in the 540, and then also doing the D-leg and also the master scoot swing 10. Really impressive. This is the kind of combo that I like. It's a meat and potatoes combo.
Now, full D-leg to split, not quite as high level as Li Shun's ender, but it is a solid ender and it's very deliberate and intentional and just a well put together combo overall. I think it's a really tough decision for who takes this battle because every round has been close.
I don't think there's a clear-cut winner that you can pick between both of those. It is going to come down to the judging panel. I'm expecting there to be a split decision on this. Okay, so we've got the 3 judges here ready to make their call, and...
3, 2, 1, score!
Whoa, wow, okay, so... we have a completely split decision. We have 1 vote for each and a tie.
You can tell by the judges' faces, myself included, this was an insanely hard round to judge.
Could you perhaps give us a tiny little insight on why you picked Li Jun for that?
I picked Li Jun mainly because of his first combo. I think the camera doesn't quite do it justice, but it looked very impressive in person. He had a lot of power all the way through the combo. The shuriken cutter was huge. His moves were just that little bit more explosive. I think Nathan did have more interesting technical combos, but it was that explosivity that gave Li Jun the slight edge for me.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to argue with making that decision. Very, very difficult to judge these 2 different trickers, and I think in this situation, going to a tiebreaker is exactly what we need to separate these 2 athletes. Who has got tricks left up their sleeve? Who can pull it out of the bag when they really, really need to win?
This is completely random, 4 different options, and the wheel lands on 1 big power move. This obviously gives Li Jun a pretty huge advantage here, as he's known for his big power moves.
Yeah, not what Nathan needed to see at this point. He's got to really hope that Li Jun has tied himself out and is potentially going to fail his combo, which is going to give Nathan an extra chance of taking the win. But let's see how this plays out.
The wheel gives and the wheel taketh away. And Li Jun tries the gainer frappe, or you could say gainer scissor hyperhook. I'm not sure exactly what the intention was. He definitely didn't get the inversion he needed in the second part of this movement, though. So I would put it more on the same sort of level as a gainer scissor twisted over to land in hyper, rather than a gainer scissor hyperhook or any kind of frappe. And Nathan responds with a cart full scissor.
We did see him do that trick earlier on in one of his combos as his opening trick.
Had he grabbed that scissor leg with both hands, pulled it in as tight as he could, and then maybe landed in a split as well, I think he would have put himself in a really good position to actually take this round. But the scissor by itself, it's just not quite enough. But he did a great job throughout the battle. He landed every single one of his passes, so I'm sure he'll be happy with that performance.
My number 1, I think Kazuki will probably take it, but I'm not completely sure.
Kazuki, I think. Kazuki. Told me he could still triple full hyper GMS, so I'm like, he's still got the power for it.
Kazuki. Probably Kazuki. I think he's the most consistent one of them all, and has pretty good power tricks and also pretty nice kicks.
I was gonna say Dylan Barry, but I think it's gonna be Kazuki. He's like really good, spins really fast. He is really small, so he doesn't need to jump that high.
Kazuki, the tornado swing D-leg twist was rather interesting. I think he seems like he's in good form.
Kazuki's gonna win because his like transitions are kind of quite intricate and surprising. It's much more kind of like unorthodox than like some of the other trickers styles.
I just think he's a cute guy, man. He's just really cute. Li Shun is another one that I've not seen much of, so I really don't know quite how good he is. I know he's really high level. From what I've seen so far, to me it looks like he'll probably lose to Kazuki or Yaohu, but we'll see. He could surprise us. He is very, very good.
You just stay standing up there.
Perfect. I'd be really excited if it was one of the Chinese guys. I just seen their Instagram clips, and from what I've seen there, I'm sure they have it. But we'll see how they perform tonight. I don't know.
I know.
It's a cool lineup. It's definitely like, I think it's one of those things where it's like, maybe some of the best in the world aren't here, like Zen and Kaiga. And I think because of that, it's much more like up to chance, like who's actually going to win. It's not like a definite winner.
Now, the last time I remember seeing Kazuki battle was in Hook 2023 when he got the second place against Zen in a crazy final. So he clearly has the power. This guy has really, really nice triple corks, and he does have some unorthodox moves that he can throw in there to really take the wind away from any lead that the opponent has.
Kazuki was seeded second in the preliminaries, so a great performance there. He has a lot of unique moves that only he really does. Not many people swing into power tricks out of a tornado kick. He's known for doing a triple cork out of that. He is the favorite going into this round for most people.
This is absolutely
Okay, and Li Shun starts with cart double full, swing shuriken cutter, side swipe, TDR, shuriken cut semi, Envigado, backside 9, hook, side swipe to the TDR cork snafu. A long and impressive combo. The dub swing shuriken cutter at the start already sets him up for a really hard combo, as that pass by itself already holds some weight. His transition into the side swipe wasn't great. The shuriken cutter semi was a bit of a struggle, didn't quite get the second kick out in the shuriken cutter, but a great front swing transition out of it and a really solid ender. So Kazuki is going to have to push himself to beat this pass. Kazuki responds with cart, double full hyper, GMS, wrap full hyper hook, TDR, gainer switch, triple core. A much shorter combo, but a more technical combo. The double full hyper, GMS, wrap full hyper hook is an extremely hard opener, and it's also a rare one. You don't see that often.
Yeah, it was definitely a shorter combo, but it was much more action-packed. You know, you're talking about a grenade versus someone firing a BB gun at you. This was powerful. This hit hard. He massively eclipsed the skill level of Li Shun on this combo. And I really liked him throwing the GMS wrap full hyper hook in there. It's not something super groundbreaking, but you just don't see something like that very often. And when you do see that transition, it just kind of opens your eyes and you think, oh my goodness, I didn't expect to see that. And then the amazing triple cork at the end. Yeah, this is a huge lead for Kazuki.
Sometimes less is more. Li Shun with aerial semi, raise, double cork, swing gainer hook, backside 9, hook, TDR double cork, swing gainer falls down. He won't be happy with that pass. He definitely messed up after the first double cork, which threw him off a bit, tried to recover with the backside 9 to another double cork swing that also didn't go well. That's a bad pass for Li Shun, and Kazuki has a great opportunity to extend his lead.
The fact that he did one double cork swing through which messed up and then did an even worse one later on is just not a good look, and it seems like Kazuki isn't going to have to try that hard to do something to take a massive lead over Li Shun.
I think after Kazuki's last big pass, Li Shun knew he really needed to push, and he put a bit too much pressure on himself, maybe rushed a little bit, and it didn't quite work out.
You perform best when you're relaxed. When you're stressed and nervous, that's when you're more likely to make mistakes. And I think that might be what happened here to Li Shun. And the next trick from Kazuki is going to be a cartwheel, triple full hyper, and then he fails. I think he was trying to do a trick out of the triple full hyper.
Now, Li Shun actually showed us a lot more in his combo. Even though his opener was a bit of a stumble, it was still an aerial front swing raise, double cork, swing, kind of a gainer hook, which is much more advanced than a failed triple full hyper.
Swings only, so one leg takeoffs.
This is anything off one leg. You just can't take 2 steps. You're allowed to start your combo with a setup and a 2-legged trick, but after that, it's 1 leg only right till the end.
So the judges here are going to be looking for A, the number of swings done, and also the different kinds of swings done, because if you're able to show different swing throughs from all landing stances, it's more impressive than just doing simple backswings.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12 corks.
Impressive.
Not mind-blowing, not something that Kazuki is incapable of beating, but a solid pass nonetheless. 10 plus corks in the third pass of a battle is a feat of endurance. It's not easy.
He did only do one kind of swing through, so he may be marked down against that if Kazuki is able to show different kinds of swing through in his pass.
And Kazuki aerial semi, raise, gainer, wrap full, swing, gainer, mega to the aerial. Much more technical than Li Shun's pass. He's using far more transitions. That's a hard pass, but he didn't quite finish.
And you know he wanted to get the GMS out of it as well, judging by his takeoff from the aerial, but he just didn't hit the right axis and he didn't have the right kind of takeoff. So yes, a little bit of an underwhelming ender, and in my opinion, it was a lot less impressive than 12 corks.
I agree. I don't think it would have taken much more for it to be more impressive than the 12 corks. For example, had he hit a nice GMS at the end, I think I would probably prefer that over the 12 corks because it's less swings, but there's far more variety there. He would have used semi front swing, back swing, wrap, mega front swing, and a master swing. So because of the range of transitions, I would see that as a better pass than the straight 12 corks.
But yeah, going for the aerial and not quite getting it right is a very, very underwhelming way to end it. So let's see what the judges think.
Moving on into the semi-finals. In 3, 2, 1, score!
Had he just hit 3 gainer switches out of the wrap full and finished with a double cork, then he would have taken that round easily. And that's no problem for him. This guy can do gainer switch quad cork, but he chose a far more technical option and it just didn't pay off this time.
This is what happens when you let the wheel get in your head. After watching the first pass, I would never ever have guessed that it would be a unanimous victory for Li Jun.
Before the battles, I predicted that he would win this event. I had him as the favorite, so it was very shocking to see. I think that second pass really let him down. If he had stumbled and recovered into something, even a double cork, then he would have taken that battle for me. Also, if he'd hit the GMS at the end of that swing chain, that would have also given him the battle for me as well. So it just came down to a couple of decisions in the moment.
And maybe Kazuki was trying to save something for later, but if you try and save something for later and never pull the trigger, then things like this can happen. And Li Jun seems really, really happy with this win. I don't think he can even believe it himself.
To me, Matus is amazing. Like, I've never seen anyone just move the way he does. Like, just forget like the moves, like, okay, other people can do it, but no one does it the way he does. Like, for me, it's actually like really scary how much power he has and how clean he is.
I think Tuss has a big shot at winning. He's got a really, really unique, fast style and it looks incredible, but he is a bit inconsistent in battles, and I think that's because his combos are a lot harder to do consistently than a lot of people's. It's much easier to do a big power trick, reset a bit, and then do another setup and another big power trick than to continuously link every trick with a lot of front swings and back swings. It just means if you mess up one little bit, you're gonna fail the whole combo.
My knee hurts a little, my back hurts a little. One of the Chinese guys gave me like a little, I don't know, miracle oil, which is supposed to help for my jumper's knee and back, and it kind of did. I put it on my, painful parts, and I'm doing something. Let's see how it goes.
Rosa Yappa.
And with a unanimous judge's decision, Matus moves on to the quarterfinals.
The freshest in the game always comes to a gathering with a fresh cut.
It's a
always
normal,
clean.
it's a normal haircut.
Always smelling nice.
Everybody has
This guy,
it's normal haircut, please.
He seems like a machine.
I don't want to say his name wrong, but who
are you? How are you? Who are you? How are you? Yahoo. Yahoo.
Yahoo! I think that's how we're saying it.
Yahoo!
First day we got here, he's doing the quad combos on there, and I'm just like, dang, dude, nobody's even here, you know?
I think the Chinese kid is like the biggest chance right now, yeah.
In the prelims, he was, for me, the best one, so I think he's gonna win this.
We spoke about Matus before on the OMFG battles where he went against Tiki Wu and didn't perform quite how he wanted to, but Matus is definitely a threat. He has really nice flowy combos. He has a really good tricking silhouette. You can tell when Matus is tricking. Each year he's getting better and better and better, and maybe at this event he's going to level up even more and get closer to taking home the gold.
But in his way, he has Yao Wu from China, who's coming off the back of a big win at Level Up Gathering in Korea. He's an incredibly high-level tricker, huge power moves, quad corker, trip, combos to quad full easily. He's an impressive one to watch. Yao came first in the prelims with some massive tricks, so he's looking like a really strong competitor going into the main event. Had a convincing win over Toby in the first round, and it looks like he can go all the way. Before this gathering, I'd seen a few clips, but I don't really know what he's capable of. And Matus to start us off in the first round.
Come on!
Matus with the classic aerial semi-raise, shuriken cutter semi, front swing raise, gainer semi, raise, double cork to split. Huge amount of presence in this combo. Every front swing performed with a lot of power and a lot of speed. Matus is one of those trickers that when you see him move in person, it's almost like he's not attached to the ground. Everything just flows perfectly every time.
Yeah, he really has mastered that, what I call Soviet style of tricking, which is sort of an evolution of Alex D and Ilya. He's really the master of that kind of style. Very flowy swing throughs, real swag on the floor as well, which is something just adds to every single trick that he does, just looks really, really good. Yao's response is cheat 14, 540 rat 9, hook, touchdown raise Valdez, quad full, incredible execution on that quad full, wow.
Such tight twisting from Yao. Quite a bit of inversion on that cheat 14. Kind of turned into a bit of attack, but really impressive nonetheless. Whatever you want to call it, it's a lot of rotation from a minimal setup, He got his kicking leg quite high, decent execution, solid 540 wrap 9, and an incredible quad at the end.
Now, how does he do every single trick and make it look so easy? Because you're right, that cheap 14, he did invert a little bit at the end, but the way that he stood up, spotted his target and transitioned into the 540 wrap 9, and then just sort of made it look like, oh, and now I'll do an easy trick at the end, like a touchdown raise Valdez quad full.
And this is a foam floor. There's not huge springs under there. It's not that bouncy. He's just that good. Now, the quad full, obviously, that's a lot more rotation than a double cork to split. So the combo seems far harder and higher level. But to get to the quad full, he did use a hook touchdown raise Valdez. So he's got the hook to get his balance back and then 2 setups before the quad. So whilst it is a massive move, we have to think about what came before. Matus performed a whole series of front swings and back swings fluidly to that double cork to split. So it really raises the level of it, even though the trick itself wasn't quite as big. I would give Yawu the slight lead at this point, but I wouldn't put Matus far behind.
Yes, because even though Matus's combo did have extra style elements that perhaps Yawu didn't have, the fact that he did a quad full executed so well at the end of the combo is really just hard to go up against.
Cheat 9, hook, aerial semi, front swing raise, gainer semi, raise, gainer switch. And he stops after the gainer switch. I think in that situation, trickers should start to swivel on that plant foot, do a hook kick, and try and finish the combo in something.
Fight back!
Come on! And Yawu chooses to respond with full snapu hyper, side swipe, touchdown raise triple cork, making it look easy. I'm sure that he did not need to do any of that to take the point away from Matus, which is, I'm assuming, why Matus is reacting the same way. He's like, bro, come on, you didn't need to do me like that.
And that was a full snapu hyper hook at the beginning as well. The double variated, double full variation, and a very smooth transition through to the triple cork.
Yep, I'm just reviewing the footage right now. We've gone to VAR, and I can see that there was a hook. I just couldn't see it from this angle. So yes, full snapu hyper hook. Even more impressive.
That's one big power move. A setup can be used, and the difficulty of the setup will be taken into account. But what's being judged is that big move at the end. Matus would have to do something insanely hard in his next pass, and Yawu would have to completely mess up for him to take this battle. Cart, full double D-leg, and he doesn't quite get it. He was feet first, but just didn't have enough. It's a really, really hard trick, and it's especially hard on a floor that is not that bouncy.
Props to him for trying it. I think he chose the right move, but he didn't land it, unfortunately. Yawu's going to respond, getting the respect from Ethan Turner. Massive kick, super high, and doing what Yawu does best, making it look easy.
It's so rare to see, even from a lot of the best trickers in the world. Yeah, you'll see them stomp double full snapus, but you won't see them do a kick like that in it most of the time.
3, 2, 1, score! Yawu into the semi-finals!
And it's a unanimous call for Yawu, as you would expect. He didn't give Matus much of a chance there. He landed all of his combos very easily. It didn't look like he even had to push to do his hardest moves.
Yeah, I think this is exactly how I thought that the Kazuki and Legion battle was going to go. But this is the other end of it, when you have someone who does a massively hard, powerful combo for their first thing and then keeps it up and doesn't fail their combos as they go along.
And Yawu will be progressing to the semi-finals.
and that dominant win from Yawu is going to take him through to the final of Ikigai Gathering.
Li Shun is through to the final round. Li Shun has seen Yawu's performance throughout this competition, so he knows he needs to bring something big. Yawu is not going to do easy moves. He's gonna have to do his absolute best if he wants to win this battle. Dub, hyper, master scoot, swing 12, cheat 9, bit of a stumble, hook, TDR, shuriken cut semi, front swing raise to the more of a gainer frappe type thing. I think he managed to get a lot more inversion in the second rotation in that one than he did when he did it by itself earlier in the battle. And a really interesting combo, used a lot of different transitions, a lot of hard tricks in there. Execution wasn't great, but overall, that's a good pass.
Yeah, that combo had a lot of ups and downs into it because he had quite a jumpy transition out of the hyper dub at the start. And then I think he was trying to go for the swing 12, but he inverted a lot at the end. So I would say it was more of a swing double cork slash, if you're being super kind, a double cork round attempt, because he did extend his leg backwards.
It doesn't really matter how you want to see it. It wasn't what he would have intended. No spotting in the round kick. It just straightens backwards, almost like some kind of donkey kick.
The shuriken cutter really didn't extend that second leg, which is just going to take it away. It was more of a shuriken landed in semi. But then the last trick, this is the one that I think he executed the best. And the last trick that you do in the combo is the one that people are going to remember because it's the last thing they've seen. So if you end your combo with a really well executed trick, you can see how the audience reacted to it.
On to the response from Yawu.
Cartwheel, full shuriken, scoot, vanish 12, hook. Touchdown raise, double box cutter.
Fantastic flow out of the full shuriken.
Yes, and starting the combo with a full shuriken with 3 clearly defined kicks, really impressive, impactful way to start the combo, and then going into a nice transition into the scoot vanish 12.
Yawu definitely has a strong lead at this point. Li Shun's combo did have some value. It was a solid pass, but Yawu's execution and flow was just a level ahead.
So Yawu goes into the second round with a lead over Li Shun, but it is not over yet. We have seen Li Shun in this position before, and he's been able to pull it back. So let's see what he can do.
Li Shun with aerial semi, raise, shuriken cut semi, Envigado 9, to the cart dub, cork, double cork, fall. He had a decent ender with the cart 2-1-2, but failing the double cork puts him in a really rough position.
Yeah, that was a pretty rough fail as well. You can't really claim that it was only a slight error. He was landing on his back at the end of that combo. I think doing the shuriken cut of front swing after already doing it in a previous round, it just loses a lot of shock value. You sort of skip over it because you're not seeing anything new and he's not performing it in a really incredible way.
We've also seen a fair bit of aerial semi front swing as well, so it is starting to feel a little repetitive. I think you could have really benefited with preparing a larger variety of moves. Not necessarily harder tricks, but different tricks.
Yawu goes for a cheat 10 knife, huge. Sideswipe, touchdown raise Valdez, double full D-leg twist, wowzers.
Amazing from Yawu. And fantastic quality in the D-leg. We so often see double full D-leg twists where people have to explain to you that that's what happened, but there's no explanation needed here.
The way that he executed that is better than most people's jackknife.
After extending 2 huge kicks, he is still falling out of the air. That's incredible. One of the best I've ever seen. Fluid transition into the side swipe. And I want to take a second to give some credit to this side swipe here, because so often, especially in battles, we see some really low quality side swipes from really good trickers, but Yawu keeps the integrity of the trick.
I'm glad you didn't gloss over the fact, because as soon as I saw that side swipe, I thought this is on the same quality as the cheat 10 knife that we've just seen.
And now we spin the wheel for the final pass. But he's not happy with the choice. The wheel lands on power move. You'd think that'd be a good option for him, but he knows Li Shun has some big power moves. This guy has done Snatch Cannon before, so he could pull something crazy out of the bag.
But Li Shun has been in this kind of situation before in these battles, and he's never really pulled the trigger and showed us one of these insane moves. So Li Shun, I know this has already happened, but Li Shun, if there's any time that you want to show your crazy power moves, this is the time. Do not hold back.
Aerial semi-raise to the Shuriken, and he just about lands. A bit of knee touch there. The kicks aren't great. I think it just about passes as the trick, but this is a very low quality Shuriken. Now, as this is a power move only round, the aerial semi will not be counted, but this would be treated as a front swing raise, swing Shuriken. That's the part that's being judged.
I think if his knee hadn't touched and he was able to clutch it, then I would definitely boost this a lot higher.
Yeah, I agree. That's a solid pass, but it's not the mind-blowing pass that was needed to beat Yawu.
Yawu's power move of choice is going to be... touchdown raise quad fall.
I could imagine him building up to a quint. Remember, this floor isn't that bouncy. And on to the judges' decision for the final round to crown the champion of Ikigai Gathering 2025.
Let's see what the judges think. Drum roll, please. 3, 2, 1, score.
And it's a unanimous call for Yawu, the newcomer on the scene. Back-to-back wins at tricking gatherings, only 18 years old, only 5 years into his tricking journey. The next couple of years could be the era of Yawu.
We might be seeing a lot more European medals from Yawu coming in with a very dominant performance over the other trickers at Ikigai Gathering. Where would you, at this point, rank him against other top trickers like Zen and Kaige?
From what I've seen, I think he has the potential to beat anyone. That's not saying he will beat them guaranteed. They obviously have the potential to beat him too. But I feel like this whole gathering, we didn't even see his limit. He didn't fail anything. He landed every single trick. It was an incredible performance. So to see him push to his limit against one of the very best battlers is something that I really want to see. I hope that he's at Hook's Gathering and I get to see him against all of the best in the world there. I had seen Instagram clips before and I was impressed but not captivated. I wasn't super excited about it. They were combos that I'd seen in the past. But after seeing him in person, he's an incredibly impressive tricker. Doesn't look like a robot doing it. There's a lot of intention in everything he does. His execution is incredible, as well as his flow and his power. The last piece of the puzzle, the last thing I'd like to see, is a bit more of a range of combo structures and a few different variations. But he's definitely capable of them. He's only 5 years in, so I'm excited to see what happens in the future.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him show up at more gatherings around the world. Every single combo was a joy to watch, and massive congrats to Yawu from China for taking the win. If I was one of these other trickers, I would be a little bit worried that there's a new kid on the block ready to take the crown.
And of course, congrats to Li Shun for taking the second place. And big congrats to the People's Champ, Andrew Court, who took first place.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, banned lesbisch. That's true. He is lesbian.